Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Meghan Markle as of today has been told to put up and shut up, but more importantly, she's been told to shut her mouth, which is something that a lot of people have been suggesting for her, but we know that that is definitely an impossibility for Meghan Markle. So following the recent revelations regarding her confessing to having contributed to the writing of the book Finding Freedom, it has been suggested to her by a royal commentator that Meghan Markle needs to stop talking for her own benefit, which would be a good idea, because it seems as though every single time she speaks out and the more she does, it gets worse for her and Harry, and unfortunately baby Archie also. Their relocation to America has not really gone down well, especially for us Brits over here, because we know that we are still footing the bill for their security expenses, and they have been enjoying our generosity with no gratitude whatsoever, and they have been speaking out against the British public for quite some time, especially the British media and the British press, who simply are doing their jobs. So I'm going to get into this article by The Express. I love a good old Express article, and it starts off with Meghan Markle is following in the footsteps of Princess Diana and failing to put up and shut up, a royal commentator has claimed. Meghan Markle is repeating the same steps taken by Princess Diana to try to control the news agenda, a British author and royal commentator has claimed. Harry Mount also suggested the Duchess has made a mistake by pursuing a privacy case against a leading British newspaper. And it's true, she has made a big mistake by pursuing them with this legal action, because they are eating her alive, literally. She's not getting far with it. She's been scrutinized. She just about staved off having to hand over the names of her 5 friends who had also been leaking to the media, and now unfortunately she's also admitted to contributing to the writing of Finding Freedom, which really does weaken her case for a privacy action. How can she claim that she wanted to lead a private life when she does nothing but sit in front of a camera on various Zoom calls and talk about her thoughts and her feelings when she doesn't have to? It's not a necessity. She could just go away and quietly live her humble life that she claims she wanted, but she refuses to do that. And as a result of her own actions, she is being shredded in the British courts, which is not a clever thing to have done. It's not an intelligent move. But we have Meghan Markle and she can't help it really, can she? So it continues on here. Mr. Mount said Princess Diana was the first young royal to try to control the news agenda in 1995 with her controversial BBC Panorama interview with journalist Martin Bashir. He suggests Meghan is following down the same path by suing associated newspapers, the publishers of the Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday and Mail Online, for publishing private letters sent to her father, Thomas Markle. She is seeking damages from the publisher for alleged misuse of private information, copyright infringement and breach of the Data Protection Act. Associated Newspapers wholly denies the allegations, particularly the Duchess's claim the letter was edited in any way that changed its meaning, and says it will hotly contest the case, which they are, and they seem to be getting quite a positive response with their defense against Meghan Markle's unfounded claims, to be honest. This is a lady who wanted her name to constantly be on the front cover of every newspaper in Britain and to really dominate the headlines of our British press. And she's very contradictory with her actions. Claimed also that they wanted to live in Canada, none of which they've done. They're always out there. Now, it's a bit strange because they haven't really been as active online as they normally are. I know there are a few things that I've missed out on, but for the most part, this month has been a very different month for Meghan and Harry, and I think it's because they are starting to galvanise that they're not going to win this privacy action case, and it's all kind of fallen apart, and it's a hell of a lot of money that they have wasted, and I do believe it has come from the British taxpayer because they still haven't done anything regarding their Netflix contract. I haven't seen anything going up. They haven't been promoting any new docu-series. Now, we know that they have been contracted to do these things over the next 5 years, but as of now, it's not out there. So they definitely have not been able to cash in on that money. So it still means that they are living off of the backs of us, people like myself. So the article continues on to say the commentator suggested Meghan won't be the one who benefits from the case. He said the only people who benefit when royals take matters into their own hands are the lawyers. Mr. Mount, who previously worked as a lawyer, then drew parallels between the two female royals. Writing in the Daily Telegraph, he said, the Martin Bashir story and the Duchess of Sussex's lawsuit highlight the challenges of those who marry into the firm, particularly independent-minded young women. And I guess they're using that word young loosely there because there's a big difference between Meghan Markle's age and Princess Diana's age when she joined the firm. When Princess Diana got married, she was just 19. She was young. She would have been considered a child in some states of America. Under the age of 21, you're barely legal. You can't even drink. So it's very different between her and a 38-year-old woman who is approaching her middle life to have any comparison between them. Meghan Markle is a grown woman. I believe she's 42. That's what reports online have claimed. All of her friends are that age. She's left her 30s now. She spent 20 years, 2 decades in Hollywood trying to make it, trying to be a big movie star, and it just did not pan out. So she should have known better. She should have been prepared for this big adjustment to her life. She had an ample amount of time to get to grips with being a public figure and what she can and can't do. This woman can read. She can also write beautifully as well. She was into calligraphy some years when she was a struggling actress in LA. So she can read and write. Her comprehension is sharp and she knew what she was getting into. But what she really wanted to do was get the accolade and the fame and become a public figure and then run straight to the bank. And it hasn't worked out for her. A train wreck, to say the least. So I'm going to continue on with the article. As Diana found out to her cost, the Duchess of Sussex is beginning to find once you're in the spotlight, you try to manipulate things to your advantage at your peril. Mr. Mount said while the outcome of Meghan's lawsuit is yet to be decided, the consequences for Diana were severe, with the Queen hastening her and Prince Charles's divorce proceedings. He then proceeded to give advice to the royal family and implied this was not the path Diana or Meghan went down. The author said, the lesson of all those who would wish to succeed in the royal family is that once you're in, you should put up and shut up, like the Queen and the Duchess of Cambridge have done. And it's true. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, or should I say Catherine Middleton, is humble. She's grateful. She knows now that this is a job for life. This is the job and the title that she is going to wear until the day she dies. And what's so bad about being a British princess anyway? There's nothing bad about it. It is a role that you step into and you never ever leave. There's a doorway into the firm, but there is no back door out. Unless you really are going to lead a private life, you really are going to put down your title, you're not going to attempt to give your children titles, then obviously the press and the media will leave you alone, you are untitled, etc., etc. and you will be able to lead a private life. Meghan hasn't done that. She's still holding on to the Duchess of Sussex. She has been clawing at this title, refusing to let it go. But if she hates everything that comes with it, then she should let it go, and then she wouldn't have all the issues and the complications that she's now facing. So the article continues, the Queen never gives interviews and never goes to law. The Duchess of Cambridge is learning to emulate her. Mr. Mount added, it is better to be a cipher, i.e. do nothing, than go to law or give interviews to the BBC or ITV. And that's the truth. Never complain, never explain. It continues on, in a final warning to members of the royal family, he shared a quote by Victorian constitutional writer Walter Baggot, which reads, royalty's mystery is its life. And there you have it. It's not about talking, it's not about moaning or whining, it's about serving and doing your job. So he continues on to say, we must not let in daylight upon magic. Commenting on the phrase, Mr. Mount said, royalty shouldn't let in TV limelight upon that magic either, or the law's lethal overpriced gaze. And it certainly is overpriced. Unfortunately, we will be paying for it, and it's pretty tragic, it's pretty sad, but this is where we're at. Meghan Markle, as suggested by loads of people, I would advise you to possibly think about shutting up. Alright, I'll be back with another video, guys. Bye.